Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Entrepreneur Rescue Mission. Again,
Woohoo!
for those that didn't know, Nancy and I have now fully collaborated on a podcast of our own. This was something again that was started by Nancy a couple of years ago, and obviously we guest on each other's podcasts and that stuff. And we just said, you know what, we're growing a company and a business together. You know, I'm going to keep my podcast separate, but let's focus on this podcast together, and that's exactly
Together
what we're doing.
is better.
Together is better. So, we're excited about today's episode, and today's episode is all about choosing the right investment for your business in 2025. Now, we always like doing this type of episode at the beginning of the year because this is the time when most people make their big investment in themselves, in someone else to grow their business. Full transparency. At the time that we're recording this, Nancy and I have a very important meeting this Friday with a potential coach and mastermind that we're going to be joining because we're ready to not only make that big investment, we're ready to make that big leap. So we practice what we preach, what we talk about is what we do, and that's why we're doing this podcast episode today. So there's three things that we wanted to kind of cover today, and I'm going to kind of kick off the first. And it's really acknowledging and focusing on, okay, I know that I have big goals this year, and I know that I need to make certain investments, but where do I need to put my money? Do I need to put my money in an individual coach? Do I need to put my money into a mastermind or a group program? Do I need to put my money into advertising, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and such? How do I know where I need to put my money? And it's a great question. And what I would say is, and I'm going to turn to Nancy in just a second, the first thing that you need to do before anything else, and this is using us as a great example, Nancy and I had a very candid conversation the other day, and we both acknowledged what our bottleneck is and what we don't want it to be anymore. And I got right on the research train and found someone that I knew through a client of mine and a dear friend of mine. And I said, can you do an introduction? They did, connected, scheduled a call, done. So we're working on fixing that bottleneck ASAP, and we want everybody else to do that too. So looking at your business, 10,000 foot view, what are the things that are holding you back from making that next jump in your business? Now, let me clarify. That jump can be, Nancy and I have talked about the four stages of business. There is pre-launch, so there's a concept for a business. There's early stage, meaning you're just kind of getting your feet wet. You're maybe a year and a half in. There's the growth stage where you're at that 5 to 10K mark and you're looking to kind of go from there. And then there's the scaling stage, right? So there's pre-launch, there's build, there's grow, there's scale. So four stages. Now, this is also what you have to determine. Now, I want to directly speak to the people that are in that third and fourth stage, right? You're in that build stage, and maybe you're in that growing to scaling stage. Take a look at what you have in place, but more importantly, what is not working. Are you not generating enough leads? Right? Are you not growing your email list consistently? Is your social media presence lacking? Are you finding that you're spending too much time working in your business and not working on your business? As Nancy always says, you can't see the label from inside the jar. So the first real step to find out where your money needs to be pushed towards and invested in is really looking to see what is actually lacking in your business right now. Nance?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great thing to assess, right? At least, in fact, we do it monthly, with a business review, but, there's a great time of the year to really reflect on all the things, that you really succeeded in the previous year and all the things that maybe again, like Scott's point, right? Like where are the gaps? Like where are you falling short? Where do you know there needs to be improvement? And, it was pretty big for us, the direction that we wanted to go into and some things that we wanted to tap into that we just haven't yet, for our business. We've been growing so much organically. We shared with you guys in a previous episode, we still grew by 20%, which is amazing. And it's always been our goal, but, we really want to like quadruple, and really ramp up the things that are working really well in our business. And we want to continue to optimize and do more of, the things that we obviously can add. And, we don't know what we don't know. And so there are other people that can give us, outside perspective. And, I know Scott mentioned the quote, I think it was, I don't even know who said it originally, but it's brilliant. It's, it's sometimes hard when we are in our business. It's, you can't see the label right from inside the jar. We are so in it, we're in the weeds, right? So it's really important that we acknowledge that we can only do so much on our own, and I know many of us who are listening, right, do have teams and, you do have obviously a lot of business skills and all kinds of great stuff. But I can't tell you how often I hear a coach needing a coach or someone, right, having a mentor, or, we hear the word board of directors, someone to refer to. We need people, right? We need people to support and kind of help us. And, whether it's a mindset kick in the butt, right? And I see you, right? The people are sitting at their computer going, well, I should build this sales funnel and, well, I should make that lead magnet or I should set
Stop shooting all over yourself.
Yes. Okay. So sometimes you need that kick in the butt that can really just take you next level. I mean, Scott and I were talking, and, again, he said we had a very candid conversation. Well, every single time Scott and I have invested in a coach, a mastermind, some kind of program, we have leveled up, right? We've gotten something from it. So whenever we really think about, okay, where are these bottlenecks in the business? Think about the type of coach or the mastermind or program that is going to be a good fit. One thing, and we're actually getting ready to open the doors soon, to our mastermind kind of program hybrid. It's a year-long program that we built and we specifically focus on, right? The heart of everything is LinkedIn, right? That is what Scott and I eat, sleep, and breathe, LinkedIn content, generating leads for your business. But we also talk a lot about, just visibility in general, right? Showing up as a thought leader in your space, generating more sales, creating solid services, right? Making sure that you're pricing things and packaging things in a way that makes sense. Setting up systems in your business so that, at the end of the year, you've got some solid systems in place that you can rinse and repeat and continue to grow. So we took all those things, right? That we were in that kind of that grow and that scale stage, really working towards, and we know what's working, we know it's not, and we really put it together in the program and we know that all of these things work. So that's what we do in our program. If you guys are thinking, oh, well, you know what, I just really need just mindset. Of course, we cover mindset in our program as well. But if it's just mindset and maybe it's that one-on-one coach that you need, then go out and look for a one-on-one mindset coach, right? You can partner with, maybe peers in your space. You can, ask for a referral out there, but you obviously want to make sure to do a little bit of research that someone has, right? The time, the experience, the results, right? That's the biggest thing, especially when we go to vet someone, as a potential coach or, a mastermind, which guys, these are investments. Okay. They're significant decisions. You want to do your work. So Scott mentioned, we're even going to be meeting with, a potential coach on Friday. The things that we're looking for, is number one, is it a good fit, right? Core value wise, is this someone who really is big about transparency and authenticity? Are they real? Is it someone who we can reach out to and ask questions? I know in the past we were part of a program where the actual leader from the program had no involvement. It was all the people that she hired that really didn't know much about business. And she was kind of behind the wall, like the Great Wizard of Oz. And the thing is we really need to make sure, again, that it's a good fit for all the things that we need. Okay. So writing down the things that you need in your business right now, right? Is it Okay. Is it LinkedIn? Is it maybe lead generation? Is it setting up a system where you can actually generate scalable sales? Are you creating different services and programs at this point? As Scott mentioned, right, there are different phases of business. So it really is important that you do your research and right, what program is going to be the best fit.
So the other thing is that, the teacher's always the student. That's something that Nancy and I always believe in. And she challenges me to, again, continue to educate myself, get out of my comfort zone, and she does the same thing. But also, when we're looking to invest in a program ourselves, part of the interview process is them not so much interviewing us, it's us interviewing them because we want to find out, is this person teaching us something different from what we already know and something that we actually need for our business? Because you may inquire about joining a program and you're already doing that. So why would you spend money on something that you're already doing? Or is what they're teaching in alignment? I shared this with Nancy yesterday. I was on a podcast the other day and the gentleman was interviewing me. We were talking about LinkedIn, my strategy, this, that, or the other. And he said he had a really bad experience working with a LinkedIn coach before. We didn't
Mm.
mention names until we were off the air. And he told me the name and I knew exactly who it was.
Multiple
And
components, right? There have
yeah,
been.
and it was bad because, number one, he didn't speak to the person directly. It was part of the person's sales team. Not only did the person have to invest in the program, but then four different tools that equated to another $1,500 a month outside of what they already invested.
Yeah.
And again, they realized like they made a mistake and there was a no refund policy. And that's not it's a lesson learned, but you have to do your due diligence. If it sounds too good to be true, and if it doesn't feel authentic to you, it's probably not the best fit. So the other thing that we wanted to talk about is Nancy forementioned that our number one focus is LinkedIn. And what I'll say to you is that we know everything there is to know of what someone that's a coach, consultant, or service professional needs to do to leverage LinkedIn. Now, you don't have to buy Premium, Navigator, or Recruiter. We teach everything on the free version. And we have people having wins all the time. LinkedIn is your visibility for your personal brand. It is where you can showcase your expertise. It is where you wanting to position yourself as a subject matter expert, it's the number one place to do it. But also, it's your lead gen, it's your sales team, it's everything. And here's the interesting statistic. I knew about this, but for those that don't know, there's a billion people on LinkedIn. 98% never post on LinkedIn. Only 2% do. And of the 2%, the average is one post per week. So 2% are actually the digital creators of content marketing to and marketing with the 98%. So are you part of that camp or not? We help people with every facet of LinkedIn, from the optimization of their profile, starting their newsletter, LinkedIn live events, how to turn your LinkedIn profile into an email lead generator where you're collecting emails, because that's part of what we teach in our program. And for those that are still lacking knowledge about LinkedIn, there will come a time where you have missed the boat. LinkedIn is the oldest social media platform since 2002, but it is the most unique one. It is not Facebook, it is not Instagram, it is not TikTok, it is not YouTube. LinkedIn actually released a newsletter recently basically saying that they are going to start to devalue content that is not curated for LinkedIn and LinkedIn only. Meaning, if someone is repurposing a TikTok or an Instagram or Facebook reel or a YouTube video, and you're just throwing it up on LinkedIn just to have a presence, they are going to devalue it and not show it to people. So we make sure what we teach is leading with your LinkedIn strategy. That is the nucleus of your content, your network growth, your sales, your leads, your visibility, and then your omnipresence stems from that. So if you've always wondered what truly makes us different as far as what we teach on LinkedIn compared to other people, I will say two things. Number one, and I did a podcast episode um, on this. Look at the credibility of the person that you're about to invest with, right? Social proof is everything. Nancy got me this award behind here for hitting 500 written recommendations on LinkedIn. I have close to 520 now. I haven't met one person on LinkedIn that has more than me. And I do know someone that has around 400 plus, but they have 200,000 followers. I have 31,000. I have 31,000 followers that is equated to 516 written recommendations. Meanwhile, there's someone that has 200,000 followers that only has 400 written recommendations. So imagine if I had 7 times the amount of followers, that means I would have 7 times the recommendations, which means I would have 3,500 recommendations. And I told Nancy, like, the big overarching goal is getting to 1,000 because I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch me at that point. But the other thing is that, are those people practicing what they preach? If you look at any of the stuff that Nancy and I put out there, you can see we're doing the do. We are posting videos, we are posting polls, our newsletters every single week. And these are things that we teach within our program, which brings us to our third and final point. What makes our expert authority program slash hybrid mastermind different from other things out there? And as Nancy mentioned, yes, it's everything that we wanted. So we created it, but it is really unique. And Nance, why don't you jump in and tell everyone, what really makes our program different from others that are out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think what makes it most different, well, number one, you get both of us, right? We created the program, and I always say it, right? We created the mastermind program that we wish we had. There's so much shiny object syndrome and just distractions, that are going on right now. And we wanted to create a one-stop shop for people where, yes, we do have a mindset component. We do a mindset call every Monday, right? That we jump on to kick off the week, right? And set our intentions. We do a book club call, right? To make sure that we're kind of leveling up and we're always learning. We have a weekly group coaching call where we'll get on and we'll teach about something very significant in your business, which might be something that you're hearing for the first time, or maybe it's something that's going to help you optimize, right, what you already have. And so we just peel back the layers and it's a linear journey, right? It's not one of those confusing masterminds where it's like, all right, here you go. Or programs that you just are inundated with too much stuff. It's a journey, right? Just to make sure that you're super clear on what it is that you're doing, on who it is that you want to work with. What systems are you going to put into place, right? Your lead generation process, right? I think generating leads and sales is like the number one important thing. And it's so surprising to me that so many of these programs don't even talk about it, right? They don't even touch, on the importance of lead generation. And they talk about like, oh, here's how to package your product, but then they never talk about how to actually generate the leads. And that's what we do. And we're so big, to Scott's point, about helping people, right? Getting the wheels on the bus and driving forward with getting that sales process created in your business, or, beefing it up, right? Whatever you already got in place, making sure that we're growing our email lists, or we're growing our LinkedIn connections. We are booking calls each week if that's what our number one goal is. Or, we're getting people to, do the thing that we're looking to do. So our program's so much different because, again, you've got two, people who have very different but amazing skill sets. I mean, again, I have years of experience in digital marketing, personal branding, content creation. Scott is just such a powerhouse with sales and LinkedIn. We go through what it takes to scale your business. We dive into, all the important things that need to be covered. And like I said, it's either optimizing or it's creating. And we do have resources, right? We've got the group coaching calls. We do have a resource portal where you can kind of learn at your own pace. We do a huge strategy call. And with that call, it's really just setting yourself up for success for the year ahead. So many good things. If you guys are interested, you can go to thetimetogrowcom and actually apply, right, for our program, which is called Expert Authority, and, see if it would be a good fit. We're also getting ready to do a workshop. It's actually going to be next week, and it's called the LinkedIn Client Journey Workshop. It's a 5-day workshop. It's all about how to grow leads, build trust, boost sales on LinkedIn. So again, it's going to be value added. You guys are going to love it. It is free, and it's the first time that we're actually teaching this particular workshop. So we're kicking off the year with, new workshop, super big focus on LinkedIn, and we know you guys are going to love it. So again, you can go to same place, right? thetimeToGrow.com to our workshops, and you can sign up for that. That's coming up soon. Scott, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, and to that person that's listening to this or watching this that, really knows that they need to do more to get more out of what they're doing. You want to work smarter and not harder. That's exactly what we teach people how to do. We teach what we do and we teach what we know. We're not going to make stuff up. We are always on the forefront of all the latest things with AI and tools and resources, and you're going to get all that. It's not fluffy. We're very direct, and we're going to literally guide you and tell you exactly what needs to get done with what you have compared to what you don't have. So it's really taking that 10,000-foot view and seeing the bottlenecks that may be there, helping to diagnose how we can fix them, and then giving you that prescription, as Nancy always likes to say, of how you can move past it so you can grow and scale. So as Nancy mentioned, if you would like to apply for our mastermind, which is it's limited, it's 10 people and 10 people only. We only open the doors a couple times a year. Now's the best time because we can make 2025 the best together. You can go to thetimetogrowcom. And as Nancy also mentioned, if you'd like to join our free workshop, the link to that will be in the description of this episode. So you're not going to have to travel too far, and we would love to see you there. So everyone, please enjoy the rest of your days. Love and gratitude. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.